And I will say good evening to everybody and welcome to meeting 52 weeks of ETE Express Online. Here we are on April 12th, 2021. This is a very special evening tonight. This is our 1-year anniversary of ETE Express Online. We've been doing this, we started on April 20th of 2020, and here we are on April 12th of 2021. We have 46 of our members have presented. Some have presented multiple times. We've got 102 hours of great quality presentations. And as you all know, they're all recorded and they're on our website. So you can feel free to play those back or play them back in meetings once we can meet together again. Coming up in the future, we've got the Hans-Peter Porsche layout behind the scenes. We've got a major locomotive conversion, part 1 of 3. We've got building lighting, 20 years of trains and food in Europe, layout control with JMRI, and layout tour of the Diamond Point Railways. And for our main event of the evening, Hagen von Ortloff. You know, our guest is Hagen. He's a true cult figure in the European railroading world. He created and then hosted the Eisenbahn Romantique program for 25 years, and it's still seen today by over 1 million people weekly. Hagen retired from hosting the show in 2016, but he continues, and last week it celebrated a 30-year anniversary, having aired over 1,000 episodes. He also hosted Markland Insider videos, created many popular railroad DVDs, he's led excursion tours, and he continues to greet his many fans at modeling shows. And today, as he'll talk about this evening, Hagen's also using social media to continue to bring us stories of European railroading. We are very honored and delighted to have him with us this evening. And ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce my friend, Hagen von Ortloff. Hagen, are you there? And he has to unmute himself.
Hello, I'm here.
There you are. You've unmuted yourself. Now you need to turn on your video.
Oh my God. We try to do it. Oh God. Sorry for this.
That's all right. You know, as we talked when we were kind of talking about this is not SWR. We don't have, there he is. Welcome,
Sorry
everybody.
for this. I'm an old man. It's a technique I don't know. Now, hello, good evening from Germany, and it's quite early in the United States, and I'm very happy that I'm here. And Stretch invited me, and I said, okay, I'm proud that he invited me, and now I'm here, and I'm looking forward for the next hour. I say sorry for my English. It is not as good as I wanted to talk, but I think you will understand me, and Bernhard is here, and he can translate if I don't have the right words at the right moment.
Oh, I think it'll be perfect. And are you wide awake? It's 2 o'clock in the morning your time, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, as I mentioned in the pre-show, one of the things we're going to do is Hagen has created 4 special videos for us. One about France, one about Switzerland, one about Germany. They're relatively short videos. We're going to be watching those. But the first one he put together at my request was a little bit about himself. And so he's going to give us it'll answer a lot of questions I was going to ask in true Hagen form in a video. So Glenn, you want to go ahead and roll that, please?
I was born in Zwickau, East Germany on May 15th, 1949. My parents Erika and Hans von Ortloff ran a brickyard. On my 2nd birthday, I was allowed to fulfill a wish in a toy store. I chose the smallest wooden train set that was available. Even at night, little Hagen didn't left it out of his hands. At the age of 3, Hagen came to live with his grandmother in Dresden because his parents had to leave the GDR. Christmas 1954, I was allowed to visit my parents in West Germany, and they surprised me with this gift, an electric train from Märklin with a TM 800 and 5 cars. Wonderful. 1955, my first day at school in Dresden. I was a playful child and had some small wooden toys, including this tiny train, which later broke down, but recently I was able to acquire such a train again. This is the only common family picture I have, because my father died in April 1957, when little Hagen was still living in Dresden. And he continued to be enthusiastic about railroads, streetcars and steamships, which he also liked to put down on paper in colorful pictures. In 1960, I moved to my mother in West Germany. A big break, because I came from a socialist country, lived in a big city, and spoke a Saxon dialect. My new home was in the capitalistic Federal Republic in a small town where people spoke Swabian. It took me a few years to settle in. Here's my first car, called Snuffy, a Beetle from 1956. In 1970, I joined the army a year and a half. During that time, soldiers were allowed to wear long hair. After that, I started studying advertising management in Stuttgart and later added political science. In 1977, I began working as a freelancer for the Süddeutscher Rundfunk TV station. First in the children's program, later in sports, where I also sometimes took an unusual interview position. I always wanted to inform the viewers in an entertaining way. For a few years, I was also the weatherman and predicted the weather for the weekend, always at least with a wink, sometimes with a good sound. I was also not spared from an accident in the fog. Luckily, nothing happened, and a little later, my best idea became a huge success. The series Eisenbahnromantik was broadcast for the first time on April 7, 1991. Meanwhile, there are more than 1,000 episodes. At the age of 2, little Hagen was infected with the railroad virus, and from now on, Big Hagen helps to spread this virus everywhere. I was lucky enough to travel to many countries to get to know great people, vehicles and areas. Not to forget my family, my son Jan, who will turn soon 30, and Louis, our grandson, a railroad fan and also already 17 years old. In other words, I'm a happy railroad romantic.
Ah, terrific. That's a great video. Wonderful. Well done. Well done.
Thank you. I just did it this night.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, we had asked Hagen to put some things together, and yeah, he believes just in time video. I'll tell you that. So anyway, Hagen, I have a question. So many people know the story already, but would you tell it again, please, for those who haven't heard it, about how you started Eisenbahnromantik, how that all began?
Yeah. Okay, I tried. It was autumn 1990 when a program manager of the SDR, the TV company, public TV company, where I worked since 1977, they asked for a program at Christmas. And I told them I got some films, longer films, about toys and railroads and something like that. And the lady told me, wonderful, but we don't have so much time. One film is too long. And I told her, I can shorten it. and she asked me, and you have more films about railroads, and you can shorten them to each time you want, to each length you want. And I told her, yes, I can. And then she said, okay, I have one. She told me, we are looking, or I am looking for a break filler, or the kinds of break filler for the program is not always as long as it should be. And she looked for some films, shorter ones, longer ones, that they can use to broadcast when there is time to fill. And she said,
because the shows in Germany didn't always end right on the hour or the half hour.
Yeah,
They would end maybe 10 minutes before the hour. Yeah.
Yeah. At that time, it was 1990. There was not so complete long films like today. And she told me in the winter time, Mr. von Ortloff, I have 24 minutes on the 7th of April. Can you fill it? I said, sure, I can. And then she said, how do we, what's the name of the program? And I said, Eisenbahnromantik. Oh, she said, I like this name, Eisenbahnromantik. And I had a film from 87. There was a meeting, a steam meeting in southern Germany near the border of to the Switzerland. And there was a wonderful program, but one engine derailed before the show started. And there we had to change our program. And I made this film half an hour. And if I could short it, it's a length of 24 minutes. And this is number 1 of Eisenbahnromantik. And my editor said, we need the intro for the program. And I had an old video with a engine, with a steam engine running through the grass. It's about 45 seconds long. And she said, that's wonderful. And you go now to the archive, to the sound archive. You look for the music, and I look for a good letters, looking a little bit old. And I went down for the rooms, and the archives are in different houses in Stuttgart. And on my way down, I thought, what kind of music I need? Sentimental Journey. And at the sound archive, the lady told me, oh, that's a good idea. And I got a version from the sound orchestra of the SDR from the 60s, more than 25 years old. And it was recorded in Stuttgart. And that's the way she gave me the music, and I walked to my editor, and then we made the beginning of the Eisenbahnromantik. And on the 7th of April, the first episode of Eisenbahnromantik was broadcasted.
Wow, 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 wow. And you hosted the show for 25 years. And one of the things that you told me before that I don't think I didn't understand, and many of our other ETE fans may not understand, is that there's a mandatory retirement age in Germany. You had to retire at 65. Did you really want to retire?
No, never. But you see, if you have the age of 65, you got the pension, or you can retire. And our TV station decided that every man or woman has to stop working when he got the age of pension or of retirement. And that was 65. Now we go to the age of 67. But I knew they give me a chance to go on working for 1 year. For I knew there's no one who was my follower. Was
your heir apparent, the next person, yeah.
And then we had a lady. He was my boss, and she told me, you can work to August 2016, for there is the 25th anniversary of Eisenbahnromantik, and that's a good time to leave the engine. And you see, it's better when the people say, or it's a pity that you are no more the presenter of Eisenbahnromantik. But if I'm some years older, they say, oh, the old man, he doesn't know when to go, when to leave. Yeah, it's okay. I'm a happy free man now.
Great, very good. And my understanding is that even though the show, they're continuing to create new episodes of the show, but there's no host. There's no, they've decided not.
The TV station decided we don't need many presenters. We only want to have a handful of presenters, and that faces should be well known at the viewers. And they decided when I leave the TV station, Eisenbahnromantik will not stop. Eisenbahnromantik will go on and on and on, but without a presenter. And that's okay. For I worried about, oh, maybe they will stop Eisenbahnromantik when I leave the TV station. No, they decided Eisenbahnromantik is well known, and they have many spectators, and they have many Folgen. Many episodes.
Yeah.
And you can broadcast it for many times. We started as a break filler. Then we got a program every Sunday, 4:00 p.m., 30 minutes. And about 15 years ago, one colleague decided, no, Eisenbahnromantik has to be broadcasted every day.
Wow.
Every day, not always new produced episodes.
Reruns, yeah.
Reruns. Yeah. And today, Eisenbahnromantik comes from Monday till Friday in the SWR, our station, 3 times a day.
Wow.
One morning at I think 8:30 or 9:20, and 2 episodes in the afternoon. And the program is still successful, and we have since 10 years or 12 years now, maybe, or 8 years, I don't know. There was the decision to broadcast some episodes of Eisenbahnromantik online. We have Eisenbahnromantik YouTube channel, and therefore we have many viewers around the world, and they can decide what episode they look, and they can decide what time they can do it or they want to do it.
Wonderful.
20 years or 30 years ago, they had to look on Sunday, 4 p.m.
Yeah.
And if they didn't had no time, didn't see it, they could record it on the video recorder. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the program is gone since 15 years now. They decided not one time a week Eisenbahnromantik, every day Eisenbahnromantik.
Wow.
And I think I'm a little bit proud of it. Yeah.
Oh, you should be. Of course you should be.
Yeah, you see, in the beginning, you always have colleagues. In Germany we say they use their nose quite up. Yeah. And they say, go to your railroad layout, play with your engines. You are a child and you never grow up. And I heard it sometimes, but I had our colleagues, they told me, Hagen, I have a layout at home too, but I didn't tell it anyone, for they laugh about me. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I think our program, Eisenbahnromantik, was a kind of opener, a door opener, that Eisenbahn model railroads is not only something for old men. Eisenbahn model railroads is something for the family, and it's a wonderful educative toy, or the way you can play with it. There are different ways to play with model railroads, and I think I don't have the exact word, but we made a good was haben wir denn? We did a good work.
Yes, you did it. Yes, you have brought the hobby out. You brought the hobby as out in the world for everyone to see.
Yeah.
So let's speaking about seeing. We're going to go to one of the other videos now. There is one that you did about France. We're going to see something in France. You want to give us a little introduction, or should we just play?
Yeah. I started a little bit before. Eisenbahnromantik started in 1991, and some years later, I decided with one or two colleagues, we should do something for our spectators and for the railroad fans. And we decided to make a special railroad trip. And these railroad trips, Eisenbahnromantik Sonderfahrten called, we started in 1995, and those trips got very popular. At the beginning, we were running for one day, and later on, the trips were 3 days or 4 days or 5 days or even longer. One trip was to the United States, but a little bit later, and one to the Republic of China, Jinping Pass. And the company who organizes these trips is still existing, and I'm a freelancer with this company till today. And they made Eisenbahnromantik trip last year to France, to the Massif Central, and there were special train rides, and it's a wonderful landscape. And it was the time between the two COVID waves, and we had to go by masks, but we were allowed to make this trip. It was 1 week in the middle of France, and I show you three kind of train.
All right, well, let's go ahead. Glenn, why don't we run that video?
The driver of the rail car has to climb a few steps to get to this workplace. But then he has a wonderful all-around view of the entire vehicle. We are driving the class X3800, which is also affectionately called Picasso, because of its unusual appearance with the driver's cockpit on the roof. From Ambert in the Massif Central, we set off on a good 40-kilometer ride through a hilly landscape. The beauty of the railcar, one end is always open, and there you have an unsurpassable view out. The motor is at the other end. Another characteristic of Picasso is the low-lying car floor. So it is a very early low-floor vehicle. Above the engine is the driver's cab, which means that the driver was and is never really cold. Picassos are nowadays only used by museum railroads. 251 of these rail cars were built. 35 have survived, so such idyllic scenes are still possible today. Le Mastrou is the name of the museum railroad pulled by a mallet locomotive built in 1903. It has to work very hard to get the 9 cars up the first incline. You can't miss it. Done. That was hard work. Now it's off along the Ledou River through a beautiful low mountain landscape with lots of engineering structures and a lot of nature. If you are in the open car, you have of course a wonderful view to all sides. Such racings are very popular in France. Our steam horse has to take a short break to replenish the supplies, but it continues relatively quickly, passing a railcar set that later returns the Dracen's riders. It's just tremendous fun to be on the rails with our train. The line originally started in Tournon, but now begins 3 kilometers later. From this point, it is as far to the North Pole as to the equator, but it's much shorter to La Mastre, our final destination. With this very modern Stadler railcar, we now want to go high up. We are heading for the Puy de Dôme, a former volcanic cone, 1,456 meters high, probably the most famous mountain in the Massif Central. Since 1907, it was possible to climb the mountain by train, but this had to give way to car traffic 20 years later, for a good 8 decades. Since 2012, for the sake of the environment, it has once again been possible to climb the mountain on 1,000mm wide tracks, with the passing place halfway up. You drive virtually once around the mountain and have a fantastic view. We were lucky with the weather. It was simply an experience, the 20-minute ride to the top. In the background, Clermont-Ferrand, whose local mountain we have now climbed, the Puy de Dôme. Really a quite extraordinary spot on Earth.
Wow, terrific. Hey, thank you so much. What a great video. Guys, by the way, these videos, Hagen has done these and he's translated them into English for us. So thank you so much for the special videos. Appreciate it very much. I have another question
Thank
for
you.
you. So the first time that I met you was actually, let's see, I'm looking at my notes here, was in 2011, and it was in Sacramento, California. It was an NMRA show, and
Yeah.
there were 60 layouts at that show, and you had come with a film crew to film them, and you came around the corner, and all of a sudden you saw an ETE layout that was all European, just like you see in Germany. What did you think when you saw our layout? Were you kind of surprised that we were there in California, or?
Yeah, the layout remind me on the TEE train, and I remember that situation. I think the layout was quite normal for me, and I stopped. No, I went on, for I had to look the other layouts inside the convention center, and when I came back, it made click for it was Europe, but we are now 9,000 kilometers away from Europe. And there I said, hey, the guys have a layout that's unusual for this convention. And I said, it's so beautiful, and this layout is made by heart. And I saw the enthusiasm of the members of the club, and it was wonderful that one guy, I think it was Rolf, helped me, and he spoke in German, and that was for me wonderful. You see, my English is not really good, and he spoke so friendly, and he explained me so much, and all the guys were so enthusiastic. That's the right word. And when I remember it in the right way, this layout won a prize at this convention. I'm not sure, but I think so.
Yes, we did. We did indeed. We were one of the, I think we were one of the top 3 at that convention out of 60 layouts. So anyway, now another story I want to tell real quickly. Some years later, I went to Toy Fair with my wife, and you and I had arranged to meet at a certain time at the Markland booth, and just to have a little cup of coffee or something. There we are, but when I got there, everybody wanted to see Hagen. Everybody wanted to shake his hand. Everybody wanted a photo. Everybody wanted an autograph. And you said, we cannot talk. We have to go somewhere. So I said, you're right. So I said, let's go up to the special guest only suite for Markland that I had gotten access to. And so we went up there thinking we'd have a little privacy and be able to talk. And once again, everybody wanted your autograph. Everybody wanted to shake your hand. Everybody wanted to say hello to Hagen. And you looked at me like, can we go somewhere else? So we finally did. You and my wife and I, if you remember, we wandered down the hall of the empty upstairs of the convention center. We found a private room that wasn't being used, and we sat for about an hour and talked. And it was wonderful. And so I have to ask you, your fans love you, you love your fans, but I call you, it's rock star status. You're kind of the Mick Jagger of model trains in my mind, and everybody knows you. So does that bother you? Are you okay with that? How do you deal with it, the fame?
At first I saw Michelle, and I say hello to her.
Yeah.
Hello, Michelle. It's like the big hand for the actor on the stage. I love this, and I know where I came from. Yeah, the success didn't come at my first year at the SDR. Yeah, I had to work very hard for it, and I had a little bit of luck for railroad. It wasn't a program idea for our chiefs. Yeah, railroad is, I told you, is something for the older men, and a hobby. You can't laugh about it. And we tried to make the railroad and films about railroad and model railroad serious. And I always said I love my viewers, and I want to make. I hope that they can have wonderful half an hour with our program. And many of the viewers are fans of the big railroad or of the model railroad, and they had one phrase in the German television about this theme. That's me. Yeah, Hagen is the face of Eisenbahnromantik, and after some years, this face was well known, and they have a great or big confidence in me, for they know I don't lie, I'm true, I love the railroad, the bigger one, and the smaller ones, the model railroads, and I always want to make this. I want to bring it in the brain of the people that the railroad is very important. If the railroad doesn't run, our life will break down. And the smaller railroad, the model railroad, is a part of a hobby, a wonderful hobby, and it's a part of your heart. And the people see me and they want to say, oh, the program is wonderful. We are happy that there is a program about railroads in the German television. And I'm the face, and they ask me for autograph or to make a handy photo, and I love it. I'm yeah, it's a kind of applause or a big hand, and it's not bad for me, for these people are always polite, always friendly, and they leave quite fast when they got the autograph or the picture with me.
Yeah. Now around town where you live, do the people around your town, do they all know you as a celebrity, or are you just the guy that lives next door in your town?
I think I'm the guy who lives next door. Some of the elder men or sometimes women know me. They know the program. Yeah, not the younger. The people who look, who watch Eisenbahnromantik on TV are 50 years and older. It's a difference to the people who watch us online. They are younger, much younger, and the people who talk to me come and say, "Oh, I saw Eisenbahnromantik yesterday, and it was so wonderful. You have been in Switzerland, and I have no possibility to go to Switzerland, but with you, I go to wonderful aims in the world." And then I can think about it. Oh, there are many people who don't have enough money to make a big trip around the world or over the ocean or so. Yeah, even they don't have the money to go to the ETE Express in Switzerland or something like that. But with our program, they can drive or travel around the world, and that's something they love very much.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Switzerland, we have a video that you put together of Switzerland. Nice lead in. You're teeing this up. This guy's a professional. I got to tell you guys, he has teed this up so well. Anyway, You mentioned Switzerland. We've got a short video you put together on that. You want to give us an introduction of that one, quick one?
Yeah, I've been in Switzerland on the Gotthard last week not last week, last year, for many people know, or many friends know, that I am the presenter of the club videos from Märklin, Tricks and LGB. And last year in September, we've been there to make the moderation, the announcements. Yeah. And I had my mobile phone with me, and I made some short shots. And when I had my personal YouTube channel, I made a story about 4 or 5 minutes, and I took the films, the videos, and for Stretch told me if I can show videos not from the United States, send it from Europe, and I had no other possibility to take this video I took in the I think it was October last year, and there is one scene or two scenes we filmed 2 years ago with Pacific 01202, and I put it all together, and I think it's a nice impression.
Wonderful. Glenn, let's roll that video.
The Glacier Express enters the station of Andermatt. The train celebrated its 90th birthday in 2020. A railroad gem in the wonderful world of the mountains. A little bit later, the regional train from Visp arrives. A whole lot of activity here on the Matterhorn-Gotthardbahn. In a moment, it's 12:29 p.m., the departure time of the train down to Göschenen through the famous Schöllenen Gorge. This involves 330 meters of elevation drop over a distance of 3.7 kilometers. It is absolutely fascinating what this Meter Gorge Railroad accomplishes. It's not the first time I cast my eyes admiringly on these rocks. Also not the first time I film in Wassen and look at the Gotthard Railroad and this house. There's always a Swiss flag fluttering in the wind. A railroad fan lives here. Since the base tunnel is finished, there's only one regional express in each direction every hour on this line. This one comes from Milan and ends in Erstfeld. The landmark of Wassen is the famous Catholic parish church, which passengers can admire 3 times at different heights due to the route of the train. Meanwhile, the train from Milan has covered 5 kilometers and lost over 100 meters in altitude. It now sees the Church of St. Gallus for the second time. In the morning around 7 o'clock, the first train rolls through Wassen from Bellinzona to Erstfeld. In summer, the sun has long been out at this time. In autumn, it takes longer, and the little church is still resting in the twilight. Shortly after 8 a.m., the multiple unit train is on its way back to Bellinzona. Only the train an hour later continues to Milan Central, and the church of Wassen squints into the cloudy day. But we continue to the Glacier Express, which is rolling through the Urseren Valley and crosses the Furka-Reuss on the Ritschleren Viaduct, a curved stone bridge. We are still in the canton of Uri, but soon the Glacier Express will reach the Wallis. And 3 hours later, the world's slowest express train arrives at its final destination, Zermatt. It feels like half an eternity since I was last on a steam train. That's why you look at such pictures with nostalgia. And one enjoys the fight of the locomotive with the mountain. A treat for the eyes and ears and for the soul.
Yeah, great.
Good sound.
Yeah, they are good sounds, aren't they? That's terrific. One more thing about you and fame, and that is you are the only person that I know that Preiser has made a 1/87 scale version of. And so
Yeah.
here on the screen, we're showing on the left what you could buy from Preiser. And on the right, you can see there it is with the SWR van. This is on the San Francisco Bay Area modules. So every time we set up, there you are, Hagen. You're out there doing a photo shoot on our modules. So how did that Preiser figure thing come about? What happened? How did that start?
I'm every year at the Toy Fair in Nuremberg. We make since 1993 or 4. I'm not sure. We make a film about the Toy Fair, and we make interviews with the companies, and we make a film 30 minutes. Sometimes in some years we made 2 films, and we always go to Preiser. For Preiser is a very interesting company. They have always an artist who makes figures, and they have actors, young, good-looking ladies, and therefore you have always to come with your cameraman to Preiser. And it was 10 years ago, I think. I made the interview with Volker Preiser, and there was a photograph or cameraman who makes a lot of photos from me and the team and Mr. Preiser, and I don't think about I get custom, then I get photographed when people make pictures from me, and Mr. Preiser told me, oh, maybe we make a figure of you and your team. And I said, okay, but I didn't realize what he really said, but I know what he means. 1 year later, we were one of a novelty of this year, Hagen and the team. He didn't get my permission, and I didn't get any money, but I'm very proud about this, for there are not so many living people in the size of 1/87.
Right. And you're watching over our modules every time we set up our ETE modules. So we think about you. That's great.
Yeah.
Hey, a couple of stories about your past. In doing this, setting up this interview, I did a little looking into your past. And before Eisenbahn Romantique, one of the things you did, interesting, is you're apparently a big Beach Boys fan. And I guess they were playing in Stuttgart in '89, and you had a chance to interview them.
Yeah.
There's a picture of the Beach Boys back. Yeah. Tell us about that.
I'm a Beach Boy fan since 1964 or 5 when I heard them for the first time. Oh, wonderful. Bruce and Al.
Bruce and yeah.
In 89, they had a show in Stuttgart, and I told the boss of our program, is it possible that I make a film about the Beach Boys, for it's my favorite group for more than 25 years. And she said, yeah, you can do it. And I flew to Berlin. They had a program about 4 days or 5 days before their show in Stuttgart. And I made interviews and I made pictures from the program. Just one song we were allowed to film. But I said, my cameraman said, okay, we are not allowed, but I do it for you. And 2 days later, a guy from my company said to me, oh, Mike Love is the lead singer, is in the Black Forest. If you want to go, he makes interviews, and he's a friendly man, and you can ask him what you want. And I did it, and I met Mike Love in the Black Forest, and we talked together, and I made my interview, and he had a supper together or dinner together, and we talked about everything. And after that, he gave me his autograph on my blue shirt, and he gave me his Beach Boy cap, and I gave him my yellow SGR hat. And after that, I sat into my car, and I drew home, and I had the feeling that I sit 10 centimeter above my seat, and I flew home. It was a day in my life. It was one of the greatest days I ever had. And that's
fun all the time, right? Yeah.
It's fun all the time. Yeah, it was so great.
Good,
you
good.
See, I knew the Beach Boys since 65. My first record was California Girls, and they were idols for me. And then I saw them personally, yeah, and I talked to them, and he talks to me, and he answers. Great.
Really come on back great. Over and see some California Girls. That's all I can say. So anyway, Glenn's got a video that's very famous about you that he's going to show right now. We'll just let him show it, and then you can tell us what happened here. Das ist Hagen von Ortloff.
Das, liebe Zuschauer, ist ein Boomerang. So ein Gerät kehrt zurück, heißt es. Ich probiere jetzt das Unmögliche. Ich will ihn werfen, Ihnen sagen, wie es am Samstag wird und den Boomerang anschließend wieder auffangen. Wohl denn. Am Samstag Sonnenschein.
Wow.
27 Grad, das war live. 27 Grad und trocken soll es sein.
Good story. That was good. And it was it was in Karlsruhe 1988 or 89. Excuse me. It was there were the World Games, the games of the not Olympic sports, and I was there to announce my weather, and I made some jokes, and I made this and that, and I jumped and so on, and the boomerang. There was a man who told me it's not so difficult to throw a boomerang. You take it in your hand, you make like 45 degree the arm, and then when you throw it away, you give him a little bit a kick like this, and you can sure it comes back. And I tried it for 3 or 4 times, and then I throw the boomerang, and I heard him, good, Achtung, watch out. And then I had it on my head. And but it was, my only sorrow was at that moment that the cameraman stops the camera, for he said, yeah, you didn't catch the boomerang. But the cameraman was wonderful, and at the end, we had a wonderful film, and it was quite famous in Germany. For we got a program with jolly things that happen, and there was my boomerang, of course, and me. And at that day in the evening, we sat in Karlsruhe outside in a restaurant and drank a beer and something like that. And then there came a young man and said, Hagen, great! What did you do? It was a trick. No, I said, that was real and live.
Yeah.
No, I don't believe you. Yeah.
So let's talk about today. So you are doing a lot of social media stuff now. You've got 4,000 plus subscribers to your YouTube channel and growing every day, I see. You've got Facebook. You've got about 5,000 friends on Facebook and growing every day. So you've really embraced social media. Tell us about the 2 shows, your Friday show and then Revo Luce, that one. Tell us who that is. Explain that to us.
I started last year at first with Facebook, and in I think September with a YouTube channel. And Facebook, I say to my friends good morning every day, and but it's always or nearly always photos, and good sometime I had a little video, but Facebook is for me photo and good morning and how are you. And the YouTube channel, I decided to make little small short videos and about everything I film. Sometimes I make a film when I go outside in the morning. I go for a jog and I have to cross the railroad tracks. And sometimes I wait on the bridge and make a short video about the coming or leaving trains. And I started with 1 film or 2 film in the week, and I have a friend, Lutz. He is a Märklin fan more than me. He's 75 years old, and we play together with the Märklin Eisenbahn at exhibitions. Also, we go together with a layout or with some special trains or some special locomotives or something like that. And we were together in a open air restaurant outside in summer, and he asked me, what about your YouTube channel? And I said, let's make an announcement, and then I put it on the channel, and then we'll see. And then Lutz said one word, one sentence in the camera. We are here in the garden restaurant, and we drink a Guinness beer or something like that. And I put it online, and in the evening we had 100 clicks. And he said, wow, yeah. He didn't know anything about social media, and he told, it's no shitty. And he had an old Citroën 2 CV. It's called the Duck. I don't know whether you know this car. It's a quite famous car in Europe, and he had this car one day. And then I said, okay, let's make a trip with your car, and we put it online, and that was much more successful. Yeah. And then we decided to make a story. We built a small coach, or we make a game, or we play a game, or we build a wooden locomotive or something like that. And girlfriend of mine said, he is Lutz, but he is always, if you say Revo from revolution, it's a good nickname for him, Revo Lutz. And one nickname I got in the past was Hagerli, yeah. The small Hagen, Hagerli. And then it's we are the duo Revolutz and Hagerli, and every week we make a story. And now it's quite, the two figures are quite famous. We have more than 1,000, 1,500, sometimes 2,000 clicks. Yeah. And the people like Lutz, for he is the creative, and he's a techniker, and he's a man who built everything. He builds, for example, American coaches. He built it 1960, when he was 15 years old. For in the program of Märklin, there was no coach, no person, no coach for his engine. He had an engine, a diesel engine, American style, and he had no coaches. And he built it he built the Gott, wie heißt er denn? Personenwagen.
Yeah, passenger coach. Yeah.
Passenger. Thank you. Yeah. He built a passenger. He built a passenger coach with matches.
With matches. Wow.
With matches.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he made four coaches in when he was young. And he told me, Hagen, we can build it with Revolutz and Hagerli. And then we built this passenger coach, I think two months ago. And now he decided, and I bought, he decided we build much more. And the base is, wait a minute, I'll show you.
Oh, he's going to show us. That's great. Is it okay if we go over a little bit, guys? We're past the hour. Is it? Everybody give me a thumbs up if you think we should keep going. Yeah, 2 thumbs up from everybody. Okay, well.
You take this.
Yeah.
This wagon.
Yeah.
Yeah. You put off the low side, and then you make a structure, and you can build the coach, and it runs wonderful. And we decided to build 6 passenger coaches in the next month. And on the next exhibition, we show a wonderful American style train.
Fantastic.
Handmade.
Handmade, of course, of course. So in the chat, guys, is the link to Hagen's YouTube channel. I hope everybody goes out there and checks it out and subscribes. We're running out of time, but I want to get in a couple more questions, and we've got one more video. I don't want to keep you up too late, but if you can stay on a little bit longer, could I ask a couple more questions? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, no problem.
Okay. All right. Good. I like that. I like that. So one of the things that several people asked me to ask you, we're all sick and tired of being in our homes. We're all sick and tired of being here in the U.S. We know that COVID's still going on. We know that someday it will be over and we will be able to come to Europe again. Yeah. And we know that lots of things have changed in Europe in terms of the shows. We know that the Marklin show for this year was canceled already.
Yeah.
So can you tell us, because you go to all of them, what are the big shows that we should try to come to when COVID is over? What are the big train shows?
I think the big show is Nuremberg Toy Fair.
Yep.
They decided to stop. The Toy Fair is always at the end of January, beginning of February. They want the show in June or July, but they decided no. Next show is Nuremberg Toy Fair is in 2022. In this year, I think there is the possibility of two shows in November. One in Friedrichshafen. Friedrichshafen is on the Lake of Constance in the southern part of Germany, to the border of Switzerland and Austria. And the other show is Dortmund. The Dortmund fair decided we try to make our show in, I think, the third weekend of November.
Yep.
These are the two shows I know, but I don't know whether there is the possibility to open. Yeah. I don't know at the moment, but they didn't stop till now. They didn't decide. They hope, I think both toy fairs hope that they will have the chance to open the doors.
And the Marklin days is now the next one. There's not going to be next year. They're going to
in 2 years.
In 2 years.
For the EMA, the international program is 1 year in Köln and 1 year in Göppingen. But Cologne is no more. Therefore, the EMA is now in Friedrichshafen.
Got it. Okay. So those are the shows to see: is the EMA show in Friedrichshafen, the Dortmund show, and then if you have a way, and those are all open to the public. And then of course, Toy Fair is only open if you.
Toy Fair is only for not for the public.
Yeah, dealers, unless you have a contact.
Dealer, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we've got one more video that I'd love to show because you worked on it. I'd love to have you show it. It's the What About Germany? So could you tell us about that one a little bit? And then we'll play that as our closing here. Okay.
Yeah, that's museum's railroad about 60 kilometers to the east from Stuttgart, between Stuttgart and Munich. It's short line of about 20 kilometers. They had passenger traffic till the passenger traffic ended in the end of the 19th, but there is a mayor at the end at Gerstetten who wanted to save the track. He said, we need the track I don't know what will be in 10 or 20 years or something like that. And he forced the Ulmer Eisenbahnfreunde that they will make museums traffic. And since 20 years, or nearly 20 years, the Ulmer Eisenbahnfreunde have steam train running in the summer every second Sunday. And I've been there last year it was a wonderful Sunday, and I wanted to make a photo for the Eisenbahn Romantik calendar. That's calendar I did since 2002, and that's the only thing I will produce for the next years. And I needed a wonderful photo in the autumn light, and therefore I drove over to Amstetten, and I took my mobile phone with me. I made a photo with my camera, and the mobile phone made the video, and I was successful. One picture is the title of the Eisenbahn Romantik calendar of the next year, and I could make a wonderful video that you can show our friends right now.
Wonderful, thank you.
The tender locomotive 751118. It celebrates its 100th birthday this year, and fit as it is, it embarks on the 20-kilometer journey with a bicycle car and 4 passenger cars full of expectant passengers. After leaving Amstetten Lokalbahnhof, the track starts going uphill pretty quickly. After about 5 kilometers, the train has climbed almost 100 meters in altitude. The tender locomotive saw the light of the day in 1921 at the Maschinenbaugesellschaft Karlsruhe, at that time still as Badische 6C. For more than 3 decades it has been maintained by the Ulmer Eisenbahnfreunde and has its home here on the Swabian Alb, where passengers enjoy their steam ride with all their senses. On July 1st, 1906, the line to Gerstetten was opened. Almost to the day 90 years later, passenger service was discontinued, but the Museum Railroad lives on. The line is operated by the Ulmer Eisenbahnfreunde with a very young troupe. It's really fun to watch the youngsters with their caps and sometimes too large uniform jackets. Here 751118 sneaks up on us. But the steam horse can also get loud sometimes. The young fans at the tracks know this very well. They also know that the steam train of the Lokalbahn regularly runs on weekends in the summer month, with 3 trains in each direction. The journey takes 50 minutes and the train usually rolls into Gerstetten station right on time. While the passengers stretch their feet, the locomotive is uncoupled. It has to be supplied with water and moved to the other end of the train. On the engine, Hans Karl Kuhnhäuser, who is known to everyone as Kuni, an engine driver with heart and soul, and also a little bit of the soul of the Ulmer Eisenbahnfreunde. Well, sometimes the subject does what it wants. We are now in the depot and watch 75 11 18 shunting from an elevated position. A good half hour is the length of stay in Gerstetten, then it's back to Amstetten. If you take an early train, you can enjoy a lot of nature on the Swabian Alp, but we have to say goodbye now. The cars have become much emptier. Many passengers now travel on two wheels. But in confidence, is there anything more beautiful than steaming towards the sunset on the perron?
Wow.
No.
No, there's not. And what a perfect ending for a wonderful day here. I'll tell you, Hagen, thank you so much. What a wonderful video. All four of them. Thank you so much for putting them together for us. There are tons more questions that I want to ask and that our members would like to ask, but we've just run out of time. And I think we need to let you get some well-deserved sleep. So we thank you. Hope you can come. Will you come back another time for us sometime in the future?
Yeah, I hope so.
I hope so too.
If you invite me,
I will invite you. Be sure.
I have to learn a little bit English that I can answer a little bit better than I did. But
perfect.
You see.
Very good.
Vielen Dank, Hagen.
Yeah.
I hope you understand
Yeah, we do.
what I want to say.
Yeah, we do. Now you have something special you always say when you say goodbye in your videos. So could you say that to everybody? And
Vielen Dank.
Gerne. Also wenn ich mich jetzt verabschieden sollte, würde, sage ich also, thank you very much for watching Eisenbahnromantik, and I say goodbye to you. And in Germany, I say, das war's von dieser Stelle aus. Machen Sie es gut. Bis denn. Und tschüss.
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 Servus. Thank you very much.
Tschüss, Hagen.
Vielen Dank.
Vielen Dank. Servus.
Vielen Dank.
Servus. Servus.
Vielen Dank, Hagen.
Bye,
Servus.
Hagen. We'll see you. Thank you so much.
Servus, Hagen. Schlaf gut, ja?
Ja, vielen Dank. Danke schön. Tschüss, Glenn. Tschüss, Stretch. Tschüss, Michelle. Bye, bye.